What is up, mathletes? Welcome back to the episode of Math with Dr. Math. And where the heck have I been? So, thanks to you guys, business has been non-stop and I've been tutoring around the clock. And so I want to say thank you. And again, for my tutoring information, just click on the link down below, email me, we'll get something started. We're as far away as India and Africa, which is just crazy in this YouTube land, right? And so, huge props to you guys, and thanks for all the recommendations out there. So, I was helping one of my clients out, and they had this question. So, I was like, you know what? If they have this question, I bet some of you have the same question. All right. So, graph each quadratic equation below, then identify the x-intercepts, y-intercepts, vertex, line of symmetry, domain, and range. All right. So here we have a quadratic, mathletes, right? Because our biggest exponent is x squared, something squared. So we have a parabola. We have a quadratic going on. All right. And this is in our vertex form. So if you don't know the vertex form, you better ask somebody. All right. So it's x minus h squared plus k. So our vertex here is what you do is you grab the opposite of the h value. And then, so this, if it's a negative, you make it positive. If it's a positive, you make it negative. And then you just grab whatever that k value is, and that's going to be your y value of the vertex. So for number 1 here, the vertex is going to be the opposite of that minus 5, which is going to be positive 5, and then you take that negative 1. So again, the vertex, you just grab it from here, the opposite of the x, and the same as the y. And that's your vertex. And in this case, see how the number in front is a negative? What that tells us is this is going to be a graph that's upside down, right? It's going to be a parabola facing downward. That's what that -2 tells us. So make sure you write that down just in case you're wondering. So let's plot that point, 5, -1, 5, and then down 1. So right here. And we know this graph is going to open downward. So what that tells us is it's never going to cross our x-axis. So it doesn't have any x-intercepts. So there's a pro tip for you. So no need to bother looking for them because you're not going to find them, right? It's kind of like your ex. You're never going to find them again. All right, don't start crying on me. So now, how do we find that y-intercept? Well, we let x equal 0. So for the y-intercept, all we do is plug in 0. So y equals -2 times 0 minus 5 squared minus 1. So we got -2 times -5 squared, right? 0 minus 5 is -2 minus 1. So you got -2 times 25, right? Because -5 squared is 25. So you got -50 minus 1. So you're going to get -51. So that is going to be off the charts. So we're not even going to see that y-intercept, but it's going to be down here somewhere, right? If our graph were to continue. All right, what's next? We found the vertex, the line of symmetry. So for the line of symmetry, all you're going to do is set the equation up x equals, and then grab the vertex, the x coordinate of that vertex. So x equals 5. So what you have is you have this invisible line here at 5, and this is like, it's going to be like a mirror image. So whatever happens on the left side of that line, you're going to see the same thing happening because the mirror image on the right hand side of that mirror. So that's pretty helpful because I know they're not asking you to do this, but what I would do is I would set up a little table here, and I would plug in a number to the left of 5, so 4, and I would plug in a number to the right of 5, so say 6, and plug those numbers in. So when I plug in 4, all right, let me just do one of these and I'll show you a trick here. Actually, I'll do 6 so you don't have to worry about negatives. So I'll plug in 6 minus 5, which is 1 squared, which is 1. So you're going to have -2 times 1, which is -2, minus 1, which gives us -3. So we have the point 4, -3. And remember, this line is like a mirror. So whatever you get on this side, you're going to get the same thing on this side. So I'm going to take that point and copy it over here. And we know our parabola is opening downwards, just like that, right? And there's what our graph looks like. And when you're tackling that question about the domain and range, right? The domain is all real numbers when we have these parabolas, because you're asking how far to the left and how far to the right do we go. Well, to the left you go to negative infinity, to the right you go to positive infinity. So it goes on and on and on and on. And so that's our domain. So our domain's all real numbers. Domain, all real numbers. And then our range here is how low to how high. And so how low does this graph go? It's going down to negative infinity, boom. And how high does it go? It goes all the way to -1 and actually touches -1. So we make sure we include it right here. So we got those square brackets right there. Don't forget about them. And let's see if we answered all the questions. Yeah, so that's how you're gonna handle these problems. So little pro tip for you, right? Save you a lot of time. I'm here to save you time, right? So fire your tutor, call us up. I'm just kidding. They're working hard for you. So get that that vertex, that x coordinate, and again, plot a point to the left of it, plot a point to the right of it. And so this was also -3. Cool. Want to do one more? All right, follow me. All right, so let's look at number 2 here. So number 2, we're doing the same thing. So let's go ahead, let's start with that vertex. That vertex is 2, -4. So again, we take the opposite of this number, same number as that one. All right, so there's our vertex. This parabola has a 1 in front of it. So that means it's gonna open upward. So you're gonna get something that opens upward here. All right, so let's go ahead and plot the 2, -4. So it's down here and it's gonna open upward. So that means we are gonna cross the x-axis. So to find out where it crosses, all you do is set y equal to 0. So this is gonna help us find our x-intercept. So we get x -2 squared -4. So let's solve this, do a little razzle dazzle, add 4, because we're trying to get the square by itself. So we get 4 equals x -2 squared. Now we're gonna take the square root of both sides to get rid of that squared. But remember, when you take the square root, don't forget, you got the plus and minus going on, right? People forget that all the time. So you're gonna get plus or -2, right? The square root of 4 equals x -2. We're gonna add 2 to both sides. Add 2 to both sides. And you're gonna get x equals 2 plus or -2. So you get your 2 equations. One, you're gonna add the 2's, so you get a 4, right? 2 plus 2. The other, you're gonna subtract the 2's, 2 minus 2, which is 0. So you get 2 answers for x. So one of them is 0, the other is 4. So that's what our x-intercepts are. So when I graph this, right, I'm gonna try to do it nice and smooth. Yeah, good enough. And that's what our parabola looks like. And so again, if I look at the domain here, the domain is all real numbers for these parabolas. So infinity to negative infinity. And then our range, how low did we go? Well, we went from -4, we include -4, and it goes off to infinity. And so we got our vertex. They want that line of symmetry. So that line of symmetry, all we do is x equals and the x coordinate of your vertex. And the x coordinate of your vertex is 2. So x equals 2. And that's how you graph these mother suckers. All right. So hopefully this is helpful. Just a short little video trying to help some of you out there. So again, smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you mathletes in the next video. Peace. All right, mathletes, thanks for watching. And again, if you like this video, we have some other videos that we think you might enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.